This is Our Rough Draft, a podcast, real talk for real relationships. Hi friends, I'm Denise Waters, and I am so excited to have you here to learn about our rough draft. So I'm Denise Waters. I am an educator and a writer, mom and wife, and I have finally convinced my husband to do a podcast with me. You can have everything set up. You can have the lights and the cameras and all of that, and then right there, the sun shines in through your tallest window in your house, but that's okay. We're going to just go with it. It'll be fine. Anyway, this podcast, Our Rough Draft, is about us and not having it all figured out, but knowing that we have a lot to share, a lot of life experience, a lot of heartache and hard fought wins that we want to share with other people who are like us in the middle of their lives, married to the person that they want to be married to, and keeping it alive. I'm thinking about our jobs and our kids and everything else that goes with that. And how do we share in a way that you can connect with the people in your life a little bit better as well. So we're living it in the middle. And it's a rough draft. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be scripted. We're going to just talk about things that matter and what's going on in our lives and share part of our story. So the ink is still wet, and we hope that you will join us. So a little bit about me. I am Denise Waters. I'm a professor at Arizona State University, which is my alma mater, and I am so happy to be working here. It was a long-fought adventure to become a professor at ASU, working through education, and before that, marketing and retail careers up in Washington. And then post-pandemic, after we lost my dad, wanted to be closer to home, which is San Diego. I finally convinced him to move down here to Arizona, where at the time, 2 of our kids were in school as well. They are both not here anymore, and it's just Tim and I, and then our youngest is a junior in high school, and so he's still at home. And then, of course, we have 2 crazy dogs. My trajectory in my career, I feel very fortunate. Tim and I will talk about it, but we started our careers at Eddie Bauer together, and we learned a lot. We talk about those as the best of times and how we learned how to be good employees and good leaders, and we feel really good about that. And so we really want to share about those experiences so they can be replicated, because gosh, it was such a great training ground. After Bauer, I went to a little wireless company named VoiceStream, and we were this little regional player that became a big player, and so became T-Mobile. And I got to be a part of the team that did the national rebranding of VoiceStream to T-Mobile, with putting on concerts all over the country, with the Piece de Resistance being the concerts on Alcatraz, which were just remarkable. And we'll tell those stories one of these days too. Tim was in the Washington National Guard. He was in the Washington National Guard for 21 plus years. And I met him as he was going off to boot camp. So I was in it with him, and we were fortunate to come out the other side of 2 deployments to Iraq. And the first came when we were newly married. Gosh, we were babies, but we did have 2 littles, a 2-year-old and a 2-week-old, when he left for Iraq the first time. And then they were older when he went the next time. I always track it to when they were in school. So Cooper was in pre-K, and he is now a college graduate. So it was a minute ago. While he was in Iraq the first time, I quit my job at T-Mobile on a whim and went back to school and got my master's in teaching, became a teacher, counselor, principal, all the things, and had another great career. And that led us to district work, and then really wanting to take that a step further and become a professor. So now I'm working on my doctorate, and I teach in the Teachers College here at ASU. We call it the Mary Lou Fulton College for Teaching and Learning Innovation, but I get to teach brand new undergraduates. So those 18-year-olds who are coming to college for the first time and want to become teachers. So that is what I do, and it fills me up, and I love it. There's so much great about it. What else? I am the mom of the three most incredible, crazy boys. Two are in the military, one is in high school, and it is just such a pleasure to be their mom. I love them so much. I have a Costco order open right now that I am sending it to our oldest and his girlfriend off where they are in the world so that they get a little treat for the weekend. So that's who I am. Been married to this guy named Tim that you'll meet soon for 25 years and almost 25 years, but we've been together a good long time. And so that's how I define myself: wife, mom, educator. I also do a little writing on the side. Why this exists? Why our rough draft? Well, I've been doing a lot of different things over the last couple of years, and one of the things that has really stood out is how much I want to spend time with Tim and how much we talk about our stories and storytelling, and how we really want to encourage other people who have been married a long time, who are getting married, who are experiencing this, to have a partner in it. And so we are going to model that storytelling and that problem solving so that others can benefit from it. One of the things that we hope to do in this podcast is to answer questions every time for ourselves, but then maybe those are questions that you can take back to your relationship and answer them with each other as well. Because the last, decade, I have spent time working on connection and how we can feel less lonely in this world. And so we have a lot to offer in that regard, showing you the way that good conversation, good connection can really lead to feeling less lonely, both at work and at home. So that's why this exists. We're going to talk and we're going to hang out and we're going to share with you all the things that we have learned thus far and all the things that we are still working on. We really want other people in relationship to be able to learn from the adventures that we've gone on, and that we want to be a part of the conversation. So if you have big ideas or questions that you want answered, we hope that you will reach out to us so that we can talk a little bit more deeply about those. We will be having guests on the podcast every 6 weeks or so to talk about topics that really resonate with what's going on either in the world or with us, or that tie to our story, so that we hope that will be useful as well. And then we'll have a little bit of dashboard confessional. What was it when it was the real world? Like they would go in a closet and tell their part of the story. I call it, when Tim does it, when he was on stage presenting, it was always fireside chat, Tim Waters. And so I want you to see that part of him as well, because I think his story is really amazing, and that'll be fun for both of us. For me, I want to texturize who I am a little bit, because I think when you get Tim and I together, you could see him as the one who is amazing and forgiving and patient and measured, and I am the wild child, and I am sometimes the dynamite in the relationship, which isn't always a positive. And so if I come on here individually, maybe you will see that I am not all villain, and that I do bring a lot to this relationship as well. So our core belief in all of this is that each of you matter, and that we matter, and that more importantly than that, stories matter, and that the way that we tell and listen to stories are how we build connection. And so that's what we're going to spend some time doing. Again, a little bit unfiltered, a little bit unscripted, so that you can really get a sense of who we are and how we have lived our life. Yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing here at our rough draft. You can expect episodes every other week, mostly us coming together and having a conversation. Some of these are little side conversations, and then with our guest speakers every 6 weeks or so. We are going to begin to release these in the fall, and we will run through spring and then take a break for summer and then start again. And so you can expect those every 2 weeks, and really just like we're having a cup of coffee. So that is what we are hoping for this podcast of our rough draft. I hope that you will feel less alone after you have listened and that you have sparked some ideas of conversations that you can have in your own life. We'll provide resources for some of the research that we share, links to other podcasts and TED Talks and reading that you can do to continue to grow your skill set in the different areas that we talk about. It won't all be relationship. It will also be parenting, but also work. We have worked really hard and we love working. And so leadership lessons, as well as when work comes home and what that looks like and what it does to families and relationships. So come along on our rough draft and learn a little bit more about myself and my cute husband. And we can't wait to have you here. We'll talk soon.